Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Blueprint channel. I'm excited to just go over my fitness routine. Finally, it's here, and it took a little while to be able to get all the videos to splice them together, but I just wanted to show my entire routine. In the future, I am planning on breaking it up just so we can kind of break it down, everything that I do individually per day, just to give you guys a much better idea of, what I'm actually doing individually and what it looks like, how it's affecting me, the different muscle groups I'm trying to work on, just to give you guys a brief overview of the entire fitness routine. My goal when I'm working out is to work out every muscle group individually and every muscle part within that group individually. So when I'm doing a specific style of bench press, it's because I'm trying to work a specific part of my chest. Or if I'm doing a specific version of a tricep extension, it's because I'm probably trying to work the long head versus the lateral head. Or if I'm trying to work a specific part of my back, right? There's multiple sections to your back, and I'm trying to hit every part of my back to make sure that I'm optimizing growth with every part of my back, or just in general my body. And so that's what you're gonna see here today. I won't be able to go super in depth, but I promise I'll go more into depth in a future video. But with that being said, let's get into the video. So right now, I'm just starting out with basic chest press or flat bench. It's just something I always do. Obviously, it's a little quicker because I have it all sped up, but I start out with that just to get a general area of the chest to get it nice and warmed up. I do 3 sets of each. That was military press. Military press is really popular right now, and it's also really beneficial for your chest just to get the upper region of your chest. And then, of course, I go over to decline bench just so I can work on that lower part of my chest. A lot of people don't work it. I think it's very underused, especially for somebody like me who doesn't have a great lower chest. And that's why I do it. Right now I'm doing cable flies. And so cable flies are really good. I like how it really stretches out the chest after I get a nice tight pump from all the benching. And then immediately I go right back into normal cable press. And right after that, I'm doing tricep extensions. So I'm doing tricep extensions right now. I'm doing overhead tricep extensions right now. I'm just trying to work every part of my tricep. Right now I'm working on isolation, so I'm doing singular tricep extensions, just one arm. This really helps isolate the tricep very well. After you get a little bit of a pump going, even though I don't have a lot of weight on, you get a really good burn. What I'm doing right now is just finishing off with some skull crushers, and then we're on to the next day. So this is Tuesday for me, so I start out with deadlift every single time. I go a lot heavier than this. And after I do deadlift, I usually will do upright rows with the barbell. And then immediately after I finish that, I'll go over and do lat pull downs. Once I finish my lat pull downs, I go over to cable rows because I'm trying to work the lower lat and obviously the lower central part of my back, the Christmas tree area, if you will. And honestly, cable rows do a lot more than just that. I finish off with upper mid cable rows or upper mid rope pulls because I'm trying to work the upper center part of my back. The heart is what it's called. And then right after I finish, that's my whole back routine. And then after I finish that, I move on to bicep curls. I'm working my biceps out. I always start out with the easy bar curls while sitting down, and I switch off doing a superset. So I do sitting down easy bar curls, and then I'll do it standing, and I think this is a lighter weight, so I'm doing it where I'm pausing in between, but basically it's the same thing. The only difference on my heavy day is that when I do the standing easy bar curls, I just do one fluid motion while standing. It gets me a deeper stretch, and also there's less risk of injury. That's why I do it. This one is on my light day. I'll do reverse easy bar curls. This kills your bicep, and it wasn't once I started doing this years ago. This is when I really noticed a big change in my biceps. But typically, if it's a heavy day, you can do this if you want. It's really good, especially if you're doing slow and easy reps. And then this is like something else I'll do on a light day where this specific type of bicep curl with these dumbbells, I'm basically raising it up, and then I pause on one side and then lower the other one down, and then I pause on the other side and raise it up and lower the other one down, and I just keep doing this. This burns and kills. My light day bicep curls are really intense, but on my heavy days, I'm doing those sitting easy bar curls standing, And then I go over to the dumbbells and I just do normal bicep curls with heavier dumbbells and then hammer curls. This is going on to my leg routine. And so I'm just starting out with squats. It's a great workout to start out, great compound exercise. It's going to be the best leg workout you're going to get doing, leg exercise you're going to be able to do. I used to go immediately to leg press, but then I got injured. So now I just go over to the leg lift machines just to isolate my quads and then my hamstrings. And then there's different machines that you can go to after this, but I prefer to do lunges or some body weight leg movement because I feel like it just helps really attack everything at the very end. When your legs are exhausted and you just don't want to do anything else, I feel like doing something like lunges or maybe like weighted box squats or something like that is going to really help build some good muscle in your legs. And I always finish off everything with calf raises. I probably didn't film it just because I've done it so much. But after that, what I'm doing right now is just shoulders. So I'm basically just working on the shoulders. I'm doing lateral raises. I didn't have dumbbells at the time. You'll probably see me pull some out, but when I don't have dumbbells, my hands are big enough I can just grab plates. And so I do lateral dumbbell shoulder raises, and then I also do raise them in the front so that I can get the front delt working too. And so right now I'm kind of targeting the front and the side. Lateral raises don't really work the back too much, unless if you really isolate it with other exercises, which we'll get into in a sec. But I just do these, and so now I have the dumbbells. And so I just switch off between doing lateral raises and then front delt raises as well. And this is consistent with my workout, heavy or light day. This is filmed on my light day. But I do this all, and then these are rear delt raises so that I can work the rear delt, right? I want to make sure I'm getting all three sections of my deltoid. And then this is on my light days. I always end it with shrugs just because I want to be able to work my traps at least some point in the day. And I will do 4 exercises on the shoulders. They're, smaller muscles, so you don't really need to focus on it a ton. So this is the next day following my heavy day cycle. I'm back to chest and tris on Thursday. And so we're doing light chest and tris, a light day. We start out with some machine chest press machines that are going to work the central, lower, and upper area of my chest. And then I just go back over and I do a superset of cable flies, cable press, and then I also work the lower. I make sure to do lower cable raises as well, just to work the lower chest. Once I finish that, basically the same exact routine for triceps. I used to do some dumbbell raises in the back here, but I injured my elbow, and so I just decided that it just wasn't worth it. And so I just do the tricep extensions, the tricep pull downs, the overhead pull downs, and then I do the singular tricep extensions as well. It's basically the same exact routine. Then I go over and just do skull crushers. But back in the day, I mean, sometimes I'll change it up though, just to shock the muscle. As Arnold once said, you want to shock your muscle and not let it get used to the same routine over and over again. And so, I just go back and I'll sometimes I'll change it up a little bit, but back in the day specifically, I used to do a dumbbell overhead raise, and I used to do very heavy weight doing that, and I injured my elbow. So that's that. And then on Friday, if I've done my routine correctly, I'm on a light day for back and buys. And so we start out trying to make sure we're hitting those lats with one of the machines. I feel like machines on light days just make it easier for me to really isolate my muscle and focus on time over tension. And so that's why, I prefer to do machines on my light days and then more barbell, free weight type stuff on my heavy days. There's a cable row machine in the gym I'm at, but it was being used, so I just went over there's this normal row machine, but I went over here to the cables because it was being used. And so once again, I'm just doing cable rows. It really works a broad section of your back, and so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm hitting every part of it. Once again, I'm doing upright rows just to get that upper region of my back. I want to be able to make sure that I'm isolating that and focusing really well on building it. I've done this for a long time and done upright rows as a consistent part of my workout routine. Sometimes I've changed it up with different things, but for the most part, I mean, upright rows are going to be solid for you. And then, like I said, I'm just really trying to focus on that center area, the upper mid part of my back, the heart. And so I just keep making sure that I'm doing these upper mid rows. And then this is a very safe exercise. So if you're doing deadlifts and you're getting really scared of doing deadlifts because there's high risk of injury. I mean, sometimes things can just go wrong. You don't want to mess up. This is an easy exercise that's going to work your lower back. The key to it is just speed, right? You're obviously, I don't mean like the workout itself. You can tell even with when it's sped up, I'm going slow, but I mean your rest time in between. If you don't take long breaks in between this workout, your lower back will kill. And I always end it with this because if I do it in the beginning, I can't even sit up straight and do my other workouts. That's how bad it is. Following that though, it's right back to biceps because I always pair back with biceps. And I'm just doing the easy bar curls. It's lightweight, so we're doing some time over tension reps, which is basically just another word for low weight, high reps. And we're just making sure we get those solid contractions in. We're making sure we're isolating the bicep really well with all these workouts. I don't have, genetically, I don't have the best bicep insertions, but I feel like I've done a really good job with just trying to build it and make it bigger, as big as it possibly can with the workouts I've done, and just really prioritizing the movement and the exercises I do. And once again, this is reverse easy bar curls. You already saw this before. Obviously, there's different styles of workouts and exercises that you can do. What really matters, like I said in the beginning, is that you're hitting every part, right? And you're not sacrificing a good pump, for something that's easy. I'm probably just going to call these blueprint curls because I literally don't know what to call them. I've just kind of made them up. But basically, you lower one, raise it, drop it mid, and then you do the exact same thing with the other one. I'll probably show this in a future video so it's a lot easier to see what I'm doing. But these kill. They really burn the bicep. So that's basically just ending off on my back and bis day. And then what we're going to be doing after that is just a light day for legs and shoulders. And this is where I ended off. I started out with squats again. I do a very lightweight squat, so I focus a lot more on the deep stretch versus just going to the 90. And then I just go right back to the leg machines. I do leg lifts, and then I do hamstring curls, and then I do my lunges again, and I end it all off with calf raises. And I train calves 6 out of 7 days a week. For me, and it may not look like much, my calves used to be like the size of my wrist back in the day. And so going from that to where they are now, I'm really impressed. And obviously it's, my routine with consistency has proven a lot. Following that though, I finish off my leg routine and go straight to shoulders to end off my fitness routine for the week. I'm just doing the lateral raises again, more time over tension reps, trying to slow it down, really get the burn in the lateral part of my deltoid and also the front part. Same thing with the rear delt, just going right back to the rear delt raises. And this is a great exercise. I feel like I never see people train their rear delt, but if you really want the boulder shoulder and that roundness in your shoulder, you got to train all 3 parts of it. And then just ending it off with some shrugs. Obviously just ending it off, and then obviously it's a lot more sped up right here, but I'm really focusing on that slow press at the top and then dropping it. I'm just speeding up the video just for the sake of time. Yeah, that's the video. In total, or just to conclude, my routine is basically Monday is heavy day, chest and tris. I'm not focused on anything with time over tension. I'm just trying to get a solid pump, a solid workout. And my heavy days are the best days for me. I feel like I get the best pump on those days. I feel like I have the most growth. Following that, Tuesday is my back and bis day. It's my heavy back and bis day. Solid muscle groups to work together. That's one of my best days too. I feel like I have a really good back as far as genetics go. Wednesday following that is legs and shoulders. That's my heavy day for legs and shoulders. I'm just purely going heavyweight. A lot of these videos were just kind of mixed in because a lot of the workouts are pretty similar, just some are different with like lower weight and higher reps, or heavier weight and lower reps. And then Thursday is the start of my light days. So I do chest and tris again for a light day. And then I go to Friday, which is a back and bis day, light day. And then Saturday is the end of my, weekly fitness routine. And that's a light day for legs and shoulders. And so everything that I'm doing in this video is centered around making sure I'm prioritizing every muscle group when I work out. And that's the key to your exercise routine. Some people just go to the gym and just think, oh, I'm just going to go in and just kind of do some stuff just randomly and it's just going to make me bigger. It's like, that's not how it works. It takes consistency and you have to be able to target everything when you're working out. The other thing too is my routine is a very peanut butter and jelly, plain Jane fitness routine. It's like 1970s Arnold style, like chest and tris Monday, back and bis Tuesday, legs and shoulders Wednesday, and then you just repeat it and you work out your muscle groups, twice a week. Because I'm younger still, I feel like I can handle that. I feel like some people, when they get older, if you're natural, when you get older, it's going to be hard for you to maintain working out your muscle groups twice a week. So, it really comes down to kind of like where you're at health-wise. But like, because I'm younger, this is my routine. This is what I think is the most optimized routine to getting the biggest you can and getting the most fit and lean you can. If you were older though, I'd probably recommend that you just do one muscle group per day and try to work in your cardio and in your ab workouts throughout. Something that I left out though in these videos is that, like I said, I do calf raises because I have bad calves. I train and it's also a smaller muscle group. I train calves 6 out of 7 days a week. So I've had a lot of growth from that. The way I train calves, I didn't even show it in this, but the way I train calves is 3 different positions. In total, it's 3 sets, and you're doing 3 different positions. And so I do 12 to 15 calf raises of just straight calf raises, and then I do 12 to 15 of pigeon-toed calf raises, and then I do 12 to 15 of penguin-toed calf raises. That's when your feet are, this is straight, this is pigeon, and this is penguin. And just doing that consistently throughout the years, it's been a long time of me just training calves nonstop, has helped me out a ton. And currently right now, because I'm on my cut, I didn't add this in there, but because I'm on my cut, I'm also training my abs. So this is separate from my normal gym routine. My gym routine will usually be anywhere from like an hour to 2 hours a day. And then outside of that, I have to find time to be able to train my abs and do my ab workout or an ab circuit, whatever you want to call it. And because I'm on my cut, I'm just trying to grow them, get them back, get my 6-pack or 8-pack back. When I'm training my abs, I'm doing about 3 sets of 4 different exercises. And basically what they're focused on is hitting the upper region of my abs, hitting the lower area of my abs, really making sure I'm isolating that. And then also the left and right obliques. So I'm making sure I'm hitting both sides of obliques. I'm focused on the entire core. So I'm just really trying to make sure that I'm isolating every part of my muscle and optimizing my routine the best I can. And that typically takes me about 20 to 30 minutes to do outside of this gym routine. Now, if I were to add one more thing that I feel like would just help me out, not just like physically, but also just make me a little healthier, I feel like going and doing maybe just a little bit of cardio every day. Not every day, but maybe like 5 to 6 days out of the week would really help me out. Cardiovascular wise, some bodybuilders don't even do cardio. They just train like normal, and they still look amazing. I just think that doing a little bit of cardio can help with just a lot of things health-wise, which overall I feel like can impact your body just a little bit. And so, mainly for health reasons, if I were to add in some cardio, that's why I would do it. But as far as optimizing your fitness routine, in my personal humble opinion, I feel like this is the best routine you can do. It can depend and vary depending on your body type, but for the most part, I would say this is the most optimized fitness routine out there. I'd recommend giving it a shot. I feel like if you guys do it consistently, you will see that growth. It's just bound to happen. I've been able to prove it myself. And so hearing it from the blueprint today, just know that this routine is very optimized. It's very powerful, and I guarantee you guys can reach your goals that you want as long as they're realistic and obtainable, like we've talked about before, by doing and following this routine. Anyways, thanks YouTube. I appreciate the time. I'm happy to go over more of this in the future and break it down step by step and day by day, so that way it's just a little easier of a pill to swallow for you guys. But I'm looking forward to it. Thanks YouTube.